Just three radio hosts on air dumb debating.
It's time for Dumb Debates, that time of the week where you get to choose the direction of the Grum by sending us your debates any place, anywhere, anytime. You could be sitting on the can in the middle of the night because you had a bad bout with Taco Bell.
Why would you go to a can instead of the toilet like a normal person?
Or maybe it was something you discussed over dinner, or maybe it was something, you were out with the buddies, you're out drinking beers, maybe you were sitting around on a campfire. It could happen anywhere. Dumb debates happen anywhere, and anytime you run into one, you say, you know what, that would be great for the Grum. Jot it down, send it to us, JTech Construction's own Twitter page, at USC1620, Equitable Bank inbox, John at 1620thezone.com, Josh at 1620thezone.com. Don't send him to Nick at 1620thezone.com because he'll make some stupid joke about the can and all this other stuff. But anyway, send them to us. And, even if we don't get to yours that week, I got a complete archive. We'll try to get through some of the archived ones today. I did want to mention this before we get into dumb debates.
Yeah.
So you made a comment earlier about something that Matt Rule had said on a recent Husker Online interview about let's expand the playoff to 40, and he was actually joking, blah, blah, blah. Well, apparently some people are reading a little bit more into that. And
I'd say.
And we're going to try to effort. Let's see if we can try to effort to get Ari Wasserman on the Grum.
Yeah, because he was spicy.
He was very spicy against old Matty Rule.
Gonna see what I can do.
All right, Nick. We
put
believe
the pressure
in you.
on.
We also have Nate Rohr coming on the show tomorrow, too.
Nate Rohr will join us tomorrow as we get ready for Nebraska baseball. By the way,
softball.
Nebraska softball. Jeez.
We will be getting ready for Nebraska baseball, but they're not playing till Friday.
They're not playing till Friday.
Yeah.
Update on Creighton baseball.
Yeah.
Jay's up 9-5, bottom of the eighth, so 3 outs away from getting an opening day win. 3 outs away.
Can we effort from Josh Odson to get the final call?
Oh.
Can we effort for that at least?
For today?
For today, yes. Yes, okay. We'll see if we get the final call. James writes, if you were a time traveler, would you go back in time to give your younger self advice, or would you travel to the future and let your future self give you advice? Great question.
It is a good question. So I'm hesitant because if I go to the past and I give past me advice,
you could be very different.
I could be completely different.
Do you like how your life has ended up to this point? It's okay enough.
I like where I'm at right now, and I'm only where I'm at right now because of the trials of
you like who's in charge of the country. You like everything, but you would change nothing about this moment in time.
Well, no, but I can't change who the president is if I go back to 20.
What if you
last year? Hey, vote for the person that you voted. You're going to vote for anyway.
I mean, I was going to maybe say other advice, but yes, that's probably the safest way to say it on the radio.
I just feel like it's like the butterfly effect thing. Like even like a small thing, like, hey, don't go to dinner tonight.
It could change everything.
Eat ramen.
You could be on the keg.
I could still be on the keg.
What if you go back and you're like, don't root for the Rockies, and you're a fan of a good team? Maybe you're actually happier.
I don't know.
Maybe you could go back in time, let's say, I don't know, maybe a month or so, and say, hey, dumbass, don't put the stupid yard bag in the middle of the freaking yard when you're backing up with the hose, you dumbass.
So, John, would you go back in time to a month ago?
That's a possible example.
But even then, we've come up with different innovations on the Grum because of that.
That's true. I would not go.
Wait a minute. Are you saying this is a good thing?
I'm saying that we do things now because we had to work around your broken wrist.
What have we done?
The way we do
I don't want my arm to be a
sacrifice
sacrifice for your technological experiments, the same technological experiments that don't allow us to bring Connor Happer up anytime we want to.
World War I was a bad thing, but it's still advanced technology, John.
Well, how
You're
about
comparing
this?
my broken arm to World War I?
How about this from Sam? It would be disappointing having your ultra successful future self give you advice, and then you reach 2050 and you butterflied yourself into failure.
That's what it is. It's paranoid of the butterfly effect.
But your future self coming to talk to you now could also butterfly some things.
Unless it's a final destination situation and fate just kind of forces you to do it no matter what.
I'd want to talk to future self.
Are we locked into? It's because perfect advice would be
Don't put the yard bag in the grass. You
Don't well,
dumbass.
but other perfect advice would be, hey, here's all the sporting results from the month of May.
Nice. I figured it was more
Go
about
to Harris or go to Horseshoe and go bet on.
I
these.
figure it's more about
Yeah.
paths taken. Like, hey, you're gonna reach some this job opportunity or whatever. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, what job opportunity
See,
is it?
the only reason you would want to do that is if there was something about your life you were totally dissatisfied with.
Yeah.
Because remember, even if you gave yourself the advice and you changed what other
things does it
in the
change?
course of your life that may be good things that you like
Sure.
would also be changed based on that advice.
Yeah, like look at this from Strigori. Obviously, a funny. Josh could travel back and not be a Cowboys fan. So let's say that actually happens. That would affect so many things in my life that I just don't even think about. Maybe I'm on the radio and I'm an obnoxious Chiefs fan.
You might
and
listen to
our
good
audience,
podcasts.
Maybe, Nick. And our audience revolts against me because my personality with a 3-time Super Bowl champ would actually make me somehow more insufferable. That's a scary proposition. So it's probably good that I'm a sad sack loser sports fan.
Or you could have ended up on the morning show and you and Gary could be Chiefs pilled.
We could be the Chiefs bros every single day with Cowboys loser Jimmy. And I'm like, haha, your team sucks, Jimmy. I can't imagine being a Cowboys fan.
What if future you showed up and it's like, hey, good news, time travel's real. Bad news, learn how to use a spear or something because everything collapsed.
That would be a bummer.
Yeah.
But if you have to choose one or the other, I'll have future self because I don't want to affect anything that I've already done. I would rather affect things that I personally have not lived through yet.
I guess if future, it kind of depends on, like, if future me's kind of like a loser,
well,
then he'd be like, listen, you don't want to end up like this. I'm like, you're right, future me. Tell me what. But if it's like, if I'm like cool and successful and have a Ferrari and get to go to Formula One
you're
races,
definitely not doing any of those things.
I'd be like, I will continue doing what I'm doing.
So you right now, you go back in time and you talk to 14-year-old Nick. Do you think he thinks you're a loser?
No. I think he's confused.
Yeah. I was just asking, that wasn't trying to be mean.
I think he's confused, like, oh, cool, you still like music. And then I could tell him about all the cool music. But then I tell him.
You produce a sports radio show.
Yeah, I tell him what my job is. And he's like, what?
Probably really confused.
You don't care about sports. You actively hate sports.
Meanwhile, your 14-year-old self is going, why are you a little that kid talking about music? Yeah.
Headley says, why is Nick talking to teenage boys? Yeah, Nick, this is kind of icky. Nick, stop talking to teenage boys.
Is it weird if you're talking to teenage you?
Dumb debates.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffy Smack.
Hello, Jeff.
Is it now okay
Mr.
to curse? Is it now okay to curse at college athletes when they screw up since they make millions of dollars?
Why are people so obsessed with this? B, I've been cursing at college kids for years. This should not affect anything. If you want to call somebody an effing moron, please call them that. This is something that I have never understood. I have always been someone, if I see a dumb play by a college athlete, you know what I'd say? What an idiot. That play was stupid by said college athlete. I don't care.
I do think some people have taken it way too far, though.
They hate people who have money.
Like, you talk to former players, and they said, yeah, a lot of the things that fans would say was a bit too much sometimes, and it affects the mental health. Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. Go to 1620thezone.com.
I've always maintained that as a fan, as a paying customer, you have the right to boo.
Correct.
You have the right to boo.
Don't care about I guess don't boo high school
I don't
kids.
like
That's
the idea.
weird.
I don't like the idea, especially if you're sitting in a section where you got a lot of kids and stuff where you're
curse words
using foul language. But if you don't like something you see, you have a right to boo.
Yeah.
It always bugged me when people said there should never be booing in Memorial Stadium. No, of course there shouldn't. No. You paid that money, and now you're paying more money than you ever did before.
Yeah, show your displeasure in any way you want.
Do you think the people that said that, though, only cared if you booed Nebraska, though? I bet they're fine if you booed the other team.
Absolutely they are. Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, if somebody wants to call into Big Red Overreaction on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg this fall, and they want to say F, well, don't say that. That's bad.
Please
I'll
don't
drop
say that.
you. But if they say, man, player X made a huge mistake, that guy's an idiot. I have no issue with that. It does not bother me whatsoever. The only territory, I wouldn't do that about a minor, and I know that some college football players are minors, but like if you were doing one of the high school shows in Texas and you did that, like, I'd say you're a loser. But if you want to call a quarterback who made a mistake like bad, like, why would that? I don't understand why that bothers people. But yeah, if I guess if it makes you happy,
it's the whole notion of you shouldn't boo the kids.
Yeah, well, now they're making money. If that's the
and
reason,
they're not really kids anymore. They're young adults.
If you can go fight for our country, you can get booed.
Yeah,
that's what I feel.
But you can't drink.
John, I saw this. This is totally off the wall.
Yeah.
This is from the Abby C, who is a Dallas Stars fan. And we can just take this.
There's a random fandom.
I know. Let's apply this to any team. It doesn't have to just be Dallas related. But I saw this question. POV, which means point of view.
Point of view.
You can work in an NHL arena, but you can't be a hockey player. You can choose from these: announcer, DJ, general manager, Zamboni driver, statistician, penalty box attendant, organ player, mascot, play-by-play, social media, equipment manager, referee. She already said commentator. What are you choosing and why?
Zamboni driver.
Man, that is the fun one, isn't it? Do we assume that if you're doing any of these, you're good at that job?
I would be the best Zamboni driver in the world.
If I am good at the thing, I will be the organ player. That sounds
Well, I don't think
awesome.
you can assume. I don't think you
play
can
Beatles songs.
I don't think you can assume that.
Let's
you can't
go.
assume that. Otherwise, it's too easy. You take the job that pays the most. I think it should be based on what you think you could do.
Well, I mean, I don't know hockey, but I could be a GM and make a few bucks for a day. I'll be a GM then, John. I'll sit up in the nice box. I'll have my catered affair food. I'll be chilling there, and I'll be like, you made a mistake, you absolute imbecile moron. And I'm allowed to say that because I pay you.
I mean, the easy one is the announcer, because I've done that before.
I mean,
I'm not called hockey before, but I could learn really fast.
I'm still 100% picking Zamboni driver.
Yeah.
Not only is Zamboni fun to say, but how many people in the world can drive a Zamboni?
I don't know.
By the way, we have not talked enough
about
Zambonis, how hockey announcers, the guys on TV, are so good at announcing the goal.
They are incredible.
Half the time I'm watching, unless it's really obvious, but there are times where the puck goes in the net, but you can't tell because, you got a scrum in front of the net, or, the goalie is down in a butterfly position and just ekes through. How they are so good and quick. I mean, half the time I'm like, they're yelling goal, and I'm like, I don't see there's the puck. It's in the back of the. I mean, it's amazing how these guys are able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I know some of them probably, because obviously there's the judge behind the net who hits the siren thing. So I mean, you can see that.
Reinhold?
No, but it's incredible. Hockey announcers are about. And hockey's such a different sport, too, because most of the time people on television do a television call. But in hockey,
they're calling it like it's the radio.
A lot of times they call it like it's on the radio.
Crazy.
I appreciate that.
Because because I think they're helping the viewer. Hey, here's where the puck's going. Here's where it's at. Who's got it? And, there's so many line changes because it's such a unique sport in which substitutions are happening while the game is going on. There's no dead ball in hockey. Well, I mean, there can be when the puck goes out of bounds or there's some kind of a stoppage of play, but a lot of times the substitutions happen while the game is going on. And so it's
I don't know how they do
motion.
It. They're incredible announcers.
They're very good.
Hockey announcers are maybe the best
announcers. Mine.
Yeah.
What's the worst minor inconvenience? Mine is like if you're at work or you're out somewhere and you notice you have a hangnail and you can't do anything about it.
Can't just.
Well, because sometimes
what
it's
is
weird,
that? Is the hangnail the actual nail part? Or is that like the little skin?
I guess I've taken it as like the little skin.
Yeah. Bite it off and spit it out.
And I've tried to bite it off before, but I got an infection from doing that once.
Do
and
you
also
bite and tear?
Sometimes it just
tear,
tears.
Nick. You just gotta nib it off. Ouch.
I can't do that.
I hate hangnails. Why do they call them hangnails? Not to step on your question. Why do they call them hangnails when it's skin? It should be called skin.
I guess I don't know if the hangnail is the skin or if
I think it is. I think it is.
Like that tough piece of skin. Yeah. Have you had that? Or is that also just the nail?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Minor inconvenience.
I mean, I could tell you about an inconvenience. I could tell you
about
a lot
of minor, John.
I could tell you about a lot of inconvenience.
John, you had
today
surgery.
folding the t-shirts. What a pain in the. First of all, I'm not good at folding things anyway, but now try to do it with 1.1 hands.
1.21 gigawatts.
Just get one of those
I need
department
the
store
1.21
folder things.
gigawatts.
Have you
Do
seen
what?
those? It's
No,
like
what?
it's like a department store folder. We actually have one here. They use it to fold our shirts. But you put the
Do
shirt.
it really?
Yeah, you lay the shirt down and
And
then
it does it
you just
perfectly.
doop, doop, doop.
Sam writes,
Sure.
bad weather for patio beers. That sucks. When you're like, let's go, patio time. And then it's chilly.
Oh, that's true. Like a little too chilly.
I got one for you. It's when you sit down and you're finally ready to relax. And then either you remember you forgot to do something or you are asked to do something. And it's like, but the game is on and I just got comfortable.
Oh, and then you're never gonna get that comfortable level back again either.
'Cause
Like
you're
gonna
doing stuff.
You're gonna sit down again, and it's not gonna feel the same as it did.
Yeah.
Before.
Or
You know
you
what?
just sit down and then the dog all of a sudden decides, nope,
Yes.
now it's my turn to go outside.
Man, I will say this. The lack of inconvenience of not living in an apartment anymore with a dog is just glorious. Plus, he's happy. He just walks around, he sniffs, he lays in the grass. I'm so happy for me and for Banks. His new life, he is living it right now.
Good job, Banks.
Shout out to you, Mr. Banks. But yeah, man, I want to be comfy, and then I'm like, oh, I got to do something. Yeah, that sucks.
It does suck.
I haven't had one from our good friend Star Wars Fiend, a.k.a. Jar Jar.
What up?
Would you rather live in a world run by elected teenagers
Oh my gosh.
or a world run by one well-educated adult randomly chosen once every 10 years?
Say what? Describe the
So-
adult again.
It's a well-educated adult randomly chosen once every 10 years. So you don't get to choose the adult. The adult is chosen.
And they are well educated.
It says well-educated.
I mean,
So
you
they're
can
gonna
have
be-
well-educated people that are also either bad or jerks or
Yes.
Yeah.
Many of them are in the halls of Congress and other political
but
institutions.
teenagers.
They would make. Is it like a group of teenagers, like a council?
I would assume every position you're voting for is teenagers. So your city council, your legislature, your Congress, your
Amazing
president.
question.
That
Give
is
me
a
the
good
adult.
question.
I will
want
take the adult.
I'll-
teenagers are idiots.
I'll take the adult
Yeah.
too.
I was a
Dude,
teenager.
I was
Teenage-
such an insufferable teenager.
Yeah, you've changed a lot.
Have actually.
You
That's
have
the
changed.
thing.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way I could trust
Nobody
elected
wants
teenagers.
Nobody wants kids in charge.
After I go back in time to tell 14-year-old Nick what my job is now, I'm going to smack him across the head once, too, just for being a dumbass.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. Peter, what's the
Peter
threshold
Pumpkin Eater.
for total drive time for a road trip before you decide to fly instead? I can tell you because I can tell you exactly how far I will go and not a second further. Indianapolis. How far away is Indy, John? Like,
About 10 and a half hours.
that's the answer. I would
think.
never drive further than Indy.
That is good. That's a good baseline.
Thank you, Nick.
I think that my current one is like Denver, maybe a little farther west than Denver,
And that's
but
8 or
Actually,
9.
I correction.
What
9 hours. For some
Okay.
reason, I thought it was always 10. 9
It's-
hours
well,
and
you know
6
why?
minutes.
It feels like it's 10, John, because you lose the hour.
yeah.
You get to there and suddenly it goes
Yeah.
from 10 to 11.
Now, if it's like a one-time thing, like I'm going to road trip to Oregon.
Yes, I
and-
would do that once, but
Yes.
like a true, like, I got to go this place. Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
do
about
that.
8 to 9 hours is the hard limit.
That
for
is
me.
my max.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is my max. Is that the same for you, John?
I mean, yeah.
Any more than that, man? Like, you hear the stories. I mean, my brother has done it. Both of my brothers were they're like having to stay at hotels and then drive another 8 hours. It's like, oh my gosh, that sounds
Oh,
horrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
My
Butt
mom
gets numb.
my mom isn't super big on flying, so the last couple times we've gone to Florida to go visit the family, it's been driving. Driving from back home, Manning, Iowa to Pensacola, Florida kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I hate that. That
Sounds
about
terrible.
19 hours.
Yeah, the longest I did a bus ride one time that took a day, and it was a big bus. It was a football team, and it was, it's not comfortable. It's pretty miserable. What's the longest you've ever driven solo with no one else in the car? It's just you. I drove from Champaign, Illinois to Kansas City one time. I was doing BTN work, and then I did Westwood One work the next day.
By myself, it would be Chicago.
So
and back.
8 hours or so.
Yeah. By myself.
Oh wait, you know what? Never mind. You're right. Yeah, I did. I've driven from here to Chicago before.
I think the farthest by myself is just honestly across to Iowa, like here, like
Like
Omaha
Iowa City?
to Clinton.
Which always feels like it takes forever.
It does, man. Iowa City's 4 hours away.
Which I can't. I mean, I can only imagine what people think about driving across Nebraska, which is a bigger state east to west, and doesn't have the world's largest truck stop.
And if you're on I-80, the numbers count down. So it really does show you how far away you are. You hit the 420 exit, it's like, 420 miles to go.
Plus, at some point in eastern Iowa, you get some scenery.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, I will say this. There is more scenery in Iowa than there is west of, like, North Platte.
Unless you're in the Panhandle, which is beautiful. I love the Panhandle.
It is, but if you're in the Panhandle, it means you're going up through Wyoming.
Oh my gosh, sad Husker fan. I did 26 hours from Phoenix to Cincinnati alone in 2 days. Gross.
That does not sound like fun.
So you don't think you could ever be like a truck driver?
No.
No?
That is not the job for me. Plus, sitting on my butt that long.
But you can listen to pods the whole time.
See, I would be really good at listening to pods. Ian says, I drive.
You would actually run. I think you would run out of pods.
I'd have to get into, I'd probably have to start listening to hardcore history or something like that.
I'd probably
just listen to books.
You'd listen to a lot of sports.
I'd listen to games.
You might have to listen to music.
You'd start listening to whatever podcast Theo listens to.
No.
Start getting opinions like he does.
Oh, boy, are those some weird pods.
Ian says, I drive from Omaha to Lancaster, PA every couple of years. That is 18 to 20 hours. Whoa. That's a lot. See, here's Theo. And he takes on Whitlock and RG3 versus Clark. Nope.
No.
Not for me. Not for me. I have no idea what's even happening, and I'm going to stay that way. I know it's about Caitlin Clark, kind of, I think. Maybe. Angel Reese. John, do you know about this? You know what's going on? What kind of streets are you on the internet?
No. It's not. No, it has nothing to do with Whitlock. No, apparently, it's not even worth mentioning.
Good. Thank you.
It's not even worth mentioning.
Severe says, I really enjoy our drives to New Orleans. Audible is great. Yeah, I'd listen to a ton of them.
We know Michael loves the drives. It's not for me.
I do love listening to people talk.
How long? So I've been watching Walking Dead lately.
Yes, sadly.
How long do you think you could survive in a zombie apocalypse situation? Do you think you'd be out like right away? Do you think you could make it a year?
Well, I can run, but the issue is I don't know how to do anything. I can't build things. I don't know how to start a fire. So I feel like I wouldn't last very long.
No?
Yeah, for me, it'd be like 5 minutes because I'm bored of this stupid concept. I hate the idea of the zombie apocalypse. Just take me now.
Wow. You would just become a zombie?
Yeah, because if there's one genre of film or television I am not interested in, it's zombies.
I mean, at that point, it's
not
your life.
interested.
It's not a film or genre. It's just living.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's so triggered. I hate this bit.
Exactly. It's so boring. It's so ridiculous.
I could see John.
I just
yelling.
want out of it.
I just
want out of it.
John yelling at a horde of zombies as they eat him while he's just giving takes the whole time.
That'd be awesome.
I could do a few.
Your
things.
movies are boring.
Movies are boring. The Walking Dead is stupid. You're all stupid. You're literally stupid because you're mindless morons. You're stupid. You're the kind of people that run college sports.
Got 'em.
Nice. I think the key is to get out of a major populated area. And then if you can do that, then I think your chances to survive go a little higher. You just have to kind of know people and make sure that you're not going to get shot on sight. You got to watch out for looters.
The Loot Boys.